What display over what ship? Gadax. What do you mean? Display over your ship. If you're talking about the minimap render, that's something that's on my Discord. I've got a replay render area, and then you type /render and then drag and drop the replay over that. Be careful, he's evil. I'm not evil, Dogman. You're evil. Alright, so green mini ship on your boat. Ah, it's Aslane's. Here, Gadax. Here. There you go. Watch my video. There's a whole bunch of mods. Talk through about all that, okay? Let's get into our replay then. So this is EvilTreeSock in the Normandie. She's the tier 6 French battleship. You're welcome. And she's a bit of a fun ship. Now, you'll note that she's got quadruple turrets, 3 of them. 2 turrets face towards the front. I do not believe the middle turret is a 360. So it's a bit of a wonky setup. If I recall correctly, during testing, she was 360 and then they dropped that. Can't remember. She's also got some really funny looking secondaries here. Look at the casemate secondaries here. Kind of fun. She's relatively fast, especially for tier 6. But other than that, it's a French battleship. Did I miss anything, gents?
No, I just looked it up. It's not 360.
No, it used to be. I could have sworn under testing it was, but it is not anymore. All right, let's take a look at the build then for TreeSock. This is the Normandie. TreeSock does not... Wait a second.
I'm gonna save you a little trouble going through this. This is on my EU account.
My head hurts.
Trying to gather some snowflakes. This was intended to be a co-op game.
And you accidentally went to a random.
Yep.
I don't buy that.
I mean, at least he has the hull upgrade, which is the most important one.
So, when it comes to your ships, in randoms especially, if you've got the free XP, spend it on the hull upgrade. And for battleships, I would definitely spend it on the propulsion upgrade. This helps you so much with your speed and, more importantly, your maneuverability, your acceleration. The range, you can honestly just decide for yourself if you want the range or not. But the propulsion is very handy. Anyways, TreeSock thought it was a co-op for whatever reason, so we'll play with that.
I played my tier 5 Dutch cruiser during that grind stock too in a random battle. Just because I didn't want to invest the XP.
Okay. As far as upgrades, you've got main armaments mod 1, damage control, aiming systems, and the other damage control, which is what I'd run as a battleship. Your 2 consumables, of course, are repair party and damage control. And what the hell? You've got a 0-point captain?
Technically, it's a 6-point captain.
You just didn't put any...
Yeah, again, this was supposed to be a co-op game.
Okay. And you didn't put any signals either.
Okay,
I think EvilTreeSock is trying to show off. He doesn't need a captain.
But seriously though, even if it's just a 6-point captain and it was supposed to be a co-op game, why not spend the 6 points?
That's a good point.
That's
a good
great
question.
He-
And?
Because he's got plot armor.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I'm just gonna go in real quick, try and run through it. Just wasn't thinking. It was.
All right.
Let's just go and grab and go.
So
Pop quiz.
basically, not only did you fail the co-op mode, but you also failed to double check your captain.
Yep.
Okay. So pop quiz, you got 6 points, TreeSock. Where are you putting those 6 points in this battleship?
So probably into the repair one on the first level. I don't remember what the names of the skills are.
Emergency repair specialist. Okay, fine.
Yeah, emergency repair specialist.
Okay.
Grease the gears.
Okay.
And probably just adrenaline rush.
Okay.
is this build intended to end up on tier 10?
No. I already have the tier 10 for this line, which is also part of the reason why it looks so bad.
I really like Gunfeeder as a 1-point skill for these lower caliber battleships, because you will be switching between HE and AP quite a lot.
I'm curious though, since you already have the repub, then why are you playing Normandy? Just for fun?
Snowflake.
Snowflakes.
Snowflakes?
Which, honestly, it's a valid reason, especially if you thought it was a co-op game.
That makes sense.
And if this is a co-op battle, I think this absolutely makes sense.
Hello there.
If it's a random, oh crap, Big O's here. If it's a random, I might take priority target to start with over Grease the Gears, just so you know like how many people are targeting you, especially when you get bottom tier into a tier 8 game. But look, you thought it was a co-op, you end up in a random, fine. Let's move on. No flags. Obviously, some flags would help. You didn't take them. Let's move on. Okay.
Can we have an accurate recreation of your reaction when you noticed that it was not a co-op battle?
Hey, Compass Rose.
Zach might like to potentially have this go on YouTube.
Yes. So let's keep the family unfriendly words away.
Alright, muting my mic now.
Oh god. Already?
So if I sign up for a YouTube membership, does it come with a does it allow me to say gamer words? Do I have a set quota?
No.
No, you don't get a swear jar.
Oh, look, you were invited to join a division. That's nice.
Did you immediately reject it and report the guy?
How dare you want a division with me? Suck it.
So the Gunfeeder suggestion actually would have been really good, because once I realized that, oh my goodness, this is not a co-op game, my thoughts were, I'm going to try and stick to the back early on and just use HE, because I have absolutely no captain skills.
Okay. Time out. Just use HE. Look at the lineup. You're top tier, dude. It's tier 6s and 5s. Yeah. What are you afraid of, dude? AP, come on. If this was an 8, I would completely agree with you, but it's not. AP, dude.
Yeah.
AP.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and I meant just for early on, but yeah, there was also a little bit of not brain working due to the realization that this was now going to be a full random battle and not a co-op.
I mean,
Basically,
yes, he's top tier, but like his AP overmatch is only 23 millimeters.
Yeah, I agree, but I'll tell you, against a broadside cruiser or battleship, the AP is great.
Yeah, of course, against broadside you want this is why I said you want Gunfeeder, because if you see the broadside you want to be able to shoot AP, but
cheers, Blue Falcon.
if you see bow on ships, you probably have to switch to HE.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, I think the one thing everybody is forgetting here is your low tier. Fires are way more devastating at lower tiers than it is at top tier.
So shooting HE at the Cavour right here isn't a bad idea.
Correct. Most people will put out one fire too. By the time he reloads, guess what? Now you got the triple fire.
Yep.
What I would have done is actually use that island at the F2 area and use that to turn out.
Yep.
You might have gotten a better shot at Furitaka if you turned out there.
I mean,
But-
it's a Furitaka. What are you afraid of? And quite frankly, it's a Bayern. What are you afraid of? It's a Cavour. What are you afraid of? You see where I'm going?
Yeah.
So,
It's
yeah.
not a big deal.
First, Cavour is not going to light a fire on you. Second, Furitaka is more afraid of you. Third, Bayern is still behind spawn.
Yep.
So you're not going to take... Zath is basically saying you're not going to take that much damage. And
Yep.
since you're a top tier ship here, you should be aggressively using your increased power.
Absolutely correct. Yes. Now here's where you could switch to AP. Furitaka shooting or turning towards you. Fire off your guns quickly, and switch to AP so that you can get him in a game return. Little late on that changeover. You did break like his engine and most of his life, so that's nice. But I do feel like you could have done that a little bit better there. HE, when he's bow into you, switch to AP, he turns out. You blap him if he lives through that.
You also want to manage your speed more carefully, especially since you're playing near the map's edge. As you can tell, you have...
What edge?
had
I don't see an edge
unintended
anywhere.
Exactly. Just don't look at the map border, it does not exist.
That's right. Also, AP on a Minikaze? Oh?
He was backing up, he was broadside. I just wanted to try and get some shots on him because kill
Okay.
DD.
So what I would have done is when you fired at the Furutaka and he died, I would have immediately switched back to AUG because you've got 2 Bawan battleships. At the very least, you're not going to AP anything.
Yep.
And second, yes, it's a good idea to shoot destroyers in general, but look, do you remember how far Minikaze was?
Also,
Yeah,
get
that's
off the
10
border,
kilometers.
Shinji.
Yeah, that's not going to be happening for a while.
I can tell.
Yeah, like just don't shoot destroyers just because they pop up.
Oh
You
no!
shoot them
Oh
because
no! The
they can't
Fuso's
hit them.
coming! The Fuso's coming! Oh no! It's a disaster!
Fuso.
It's a disaster. He just penetrated your no-nos and you're stuck.
Yep. He T-boned me.
Yeah,
Yes,
this
he
is
did.
no longer family friendly, by the
No,
way.
no, this is no longer family friendly. Are you even gonna shoot? Nope, you're not.
Oh, you're capsizing. You're capsizing.
Yeah, if you look, actually one of my props actually is out of the water.
Yeah, I see it. I see it. It's right there. This is
this
non-consensual.
Trying to reverse and get away?
There's
Or
no
is he
difference.
completely oblivious?
I don't know. He's turning his turrets. He knows what's happening. The problem is there is no way he can turn. There's not much he can do. He's
So-
literally locked.
If you have
So,
kids,
I'll-
change the
I'll-
channel.
I'll save you a little bit of theorizing about what the Fuso's doing. He's not doing anything.
Right, I could have told you that just by, him. Like, you guys are trying to make a new ship the old-fashioned way.
And music is perfect, by the way. Perfect.
Like the way he's stuck in there, I don't think there's that much he can do in the first place.
No. Except die
Trying to
broadside.
get straight in reverse is the best thing he can do.
Well, at least you're off the map border.
Congratulations on that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that Fuso disconnected, right? His turrets are straight forward.
Or he's just looking
Jeez.
at you with wonder. Amusement. Why didn't you shoot Byron there? Because he's not on fire. I would have shot Byron.
Nah,
Might- yeah.
I would have shot the already burning ship. Like, it looks like there's room for a second fire on the superstructure, which, when you get it, is probably force a DCP, and then you can burn him down completely afterwards.
I guess he's also very close. Yeah. See, that's
And
kind of
Overbridge could just
yeah, kind of what I
lead him.
was trying to get at.
And then Hill pops a celebration smoke.
Hmm.
And yeah.
I don't hate it. Like, that's the parallel to that Hindenburg game we saw recently, right? Where it was too much farming, spreading out the damage, and then not killing anything.
Honestly, the Hindenburg's problem was cutting way too far and not being able to shoot
that
anything for a
too.
while. That was the bigger problem.
But I don't hate focusing down the one ship at a time.
It's
Looking at the-
better play. It's a better play when in doubt.
Looking at your score right now, it's okay to do that. I would say if you were even on teams, then go for the kill. 100%, I would agree. But right now, farm, baby, farm. Pull out the pitchforks and the hose and whatever, and just farm. Also, don't beach. Beaching is bad. There you go.
Or beach. Give your men some R&R after the horrors they just saw.
Oh, somebody wants to give his crew Starbucks.
Yeah, that rear turret has a really, really bad angle firing forward.
We're gonna
And it
fast
almost
forward
costs you
because you got
Yeah,
a
this is
while
gonna be a
before.
little bit. Yeah, it's gonna be a little slow. So my goal there was to get the cap because they were coming across, and it was like, all right, free cap. We look like we're in a good position ship-wise, but
Slow down.
Yeah.
If you remember where what happened with the Fuso and where he is right now. So
You actually want to
Slow
turn
down.
your ship so you're facing slightly angled with your stern towards them, because you can fire backwards better than you can fire forwards.
You can kite away,
Plus, they are forced to come into you anyway because they need the cap.
but like I
he
said,
passed-
slowing
I don't
down
know
at
if
least
I
would
really
help.
have a place to kite away to, just because of the way the islands are behind me.
No, you
Well,
did.
now it's too late.
But yeah,
Yeah.
obviously at this point.
Yeah. Again,
Yeah.
slow down. There's no need to go in at full speed and be like, "Hi guys, you can shoot at me now." You know? Slow down, back up. They're gonna shoot the
Yeah.
Budioni until he dies, and then they're gonna focus on you. So
Common mistake is to actually be either at full speed or reverse. Literally nothing in between.
right. Now you
And
switch to
also-
AP, which could be okay against the Queen Elizabeth if he continues to move forward. If
Yep.
I would be
I think-
zooming in closely,
Nope.
looking at the ships where they're facing, because you might have a chance to turn again now.
More importantly, I would make sure they aren't looking at you.
Yep. Queen Elizabeth. And broadside and not much. Now you've got a problem. You're up against 3 battleships with a 4th to the south of the island. If you go too far forward, the 4th will clobber you.
So against
Assuming you
Kiwi,
live through this.
you made a critical mistake there. You
Hmm.
waited for your back gun to fire. Your front guns had a perfect shot at his broadside. You missed that.
Agreed. I kind of like this turn like this, but I kind of don't because Mutsu has torpedoes.
This is more of a forced maneuver.
Oh. Okay, well, that happened. And then torpedoes. Don't zoom in here. Don't zoom in here. Don't zoom in here. You zoomed in. Don't zoom in like that. You would have killed him if you didn't zoom in. You got 4 pens instead of a citadel. Don't zoom in. Don't zoom in. Oh my god. That. You told me there wasn't a death pick. You lied.
No, I said there was
there was one.
there might be one that's more interesting than it.
Okay, well. Dude, don't zoom in at that close range. If you were zoomed out, you would have done far more damage. You would have killed that Ismail, possibly the Queen Elizabeth.
But yeah, you could have avoided that whole situation by doing that turn out way,
Yeah, of
way
course.
earlier.
Do you
And
know
just keep
why?
kiting.
Do you know why the zooming in hurts you here?
Oh, absolutely.
Hi, Dodgy Dingo.
I get it. I just.
Okay,
Yeah,
explain
not
please for
thinking
everybody
at that
watching the
point.
video.
So probably what would have been better if I scrolled forward, maybe to get a better look behind my turrets. So but instead of getting zoomed in all the way, because then I lose kind of the wider view. I can aim a little bit closer down to the water line.
Here's the
It's
thing.
It's not the wider view that's the problem.
Go ahead,
it's the
please.
fact that your like you know your look sensitivity, right? Like basically, when you zoom in, you are aiming more precise, so your sensitivity goes down.
Yep.
But at close range, that works against you because you can't track a fast-moving target, and that is why you couldn't fire your guns when that Ismail was broadside.
So you're like doing this. You're like trying to follow, but the ship is moving faster than your shells. The other problem is the fact that when you zoom in like this, you can't depress your guns low enough to hit where you want to hit. If you stay zoomed out, you can depress low enough. And that's important at close range because you depress low enough to hit into the citadel of whatever you're trying to hit. But because you didn't do that, you got 4 citadels on the Ismail, which is impressive considering you fired 8 shells. Now you could have had 6.
He fired 4. He only got 1 gun on him.
True, because of again because of the turning thing. But what I'm getting at is you could have easily killed that Ismail. You also could have killed the Queen Elizabeth
Huey. Yep.
if you didn't zoom in.
And it's probably ultimately costing you the match too, huh?
It could. The Fuso is still
Yes.
stuck on the side.
Unless the Normandy gets...
So I want to point out real quick that Dallas, at one point he was in the middle between B and C, and then went back around, came back down north through C to cap and got that cap point.
Okay.
Which is really, is like I thought was a really good move for him, considering how little HP he has, that he was able to, get a back cap.
Okay.
Rosic is gonna do some hero work here, or try to.
Of course he is.
Well, the thing, at the same time, if you had, made that maneuver properly and were able to take down both the Kiwi and Ismail, he would not have to do the hero move. He would be.
Even if he just killed one of them, it would have helped so much.
I did get the Mutsu. Yeah, I wasn't able to get a second one out of that.
Alright, so long story short, just suck less, do better next time.
So what is the zoom in mechanics at play, Driftin? If you zoom in, you can't turn your turrets as quickly as you want to, and you can't depress them as low as you want to. Those are the two mechanics.
All right, so just real quick, Dallas is the last person that you can look at to see stuff. This is not a full clip, as I think you might understand. I did end up leaving early.
Okay, well, we can only see what you covered here, so...
Yeah.
Well, he dies, so there he goes. And then you're just like, at hell with this, the Fuso is by himself. And beached.
Yep.
Broadside.
There's not much time left, though.
Is this our genius Fuso?
Yep.
Yeah, this is the Fuso that basically AFK.
Wait, he's still on a border?
Yep.
Yeah.
He's AFK.
He hit the island, even.
Oh my god. If there was one more ship, this guy would have got a solo warrior, I bet you.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'm not sure, like...
You actually won the game?
Yeah.
Wow.
We actually won the game.
How did they not kill that Fuso in 3 minutes?
I think one of the Fusos did not have range. I think Kiwi just didn't have enough firepower to hit properly, and then Whistler was out of planes. So
He lived
just
till the
no
end and he
one
came in bottom.
Yep.
Wow.
Such is life.
Well, let's take a look at the replay render. And what are we gonna call this this particular replay?
T-bone.
It's got to do something with the border. I mean, T-bone's pretty good.
Or double check your stuff.
Well, I mean, we could call it a double fail because one, it wasn't co-op. Two, there was no captain spec'd out.
I mean, but ultimately, ultimately, what we talk about with this replay has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with the up close and personal brawling with those battleships that EvilTreeSock failed at.
Yeah,
So I kind of feel like I'd rather have something about that.
Well, to his credit, a lot of players are not sure what to do when they get in that close. So this is a pretty common problem.
Right, which is why we should highlight that. So zoom.
And hear me out. His game in the Normandy went as well as the landings at Normandy. So just call it D-Day.
Oh no.
Pretty sure the Normandy landings went fairly well.
I did do a lot of damage and get a kill in a 1v3.
Yeah, but you
I didn't
be in that situation in the first place.
I think I'll call it either zoom or joust, because I mean that's what this replay is all about. Is when it comes to it, the inability to
Brawl.
do that. Brawl could work too.
Like right here, you actually already have to think about, okay, these battleships are coming in towards the B cap. You get into the kiting position right now, and you have easily the place to turn in between those two islands.
Or even that, or even if you want to be aggressive, you just go down the G3, F3 straight, and then go in again at around the G4, G5 area. That way, you're creating crossfire.
Yeah.
Because you basically never want to charge these in a Normandy, just because your rear turret is so limited in what it can fire.
Right.
Not to mention you're in a 1v3. Like Novabrisk was out there. Hill couldn't really contribute either.
Right. Okay. So, a 1v3 joust isn't a bad idea, says Big O. Well, that's fine. I can't believe that you guys won this despite that Fuso being all the way off on the corner, but
It also wasn't a time. It wasn't a timeout. Like if it didn't go all the way to the 20 seconds.
right. So it went to 1,000 points.
Yep. Which is why I was pointing out the Dallas because he was able to get that. At this moment, they have no caps and are still just trying to get that cap. So even though they had such a huge ship advantage on us, they're just behind. And I don't know if the Vesser just didn't have any spotters or didn't think about it. But yeah, because the QE is not that far away.
No, he even shot it once.
Yeah.
Fuso was a little bit angled, and Kiwi was at the edge of his range, so he wouldn't do much damage, not in 3 minutes.
Nope. Exactly. So you guys set it up for that Fuso to win.
Yep.
Think of it that way. Okay.
Yep. The whole T-bone thing is just all part of the master plan.
Well, hey, it is what it is. Thank you for sending that replay in. I don't know what else there is to say about it, so I think we should move on to our next replay. Yeah?
Yep. So, thanks for enjoying my silly replay with me.
Right. All right. Sounds good.